Hey guys, we're back working on the Trail 70. We just got to get this thing buttoned up. We got the tank fairly well cleaned out. That's done. Carburetor's on, air filter's on, all that kind of stuff. We got silly little things to do. Not really silly, but smaller things to do. We need to get a battery in this thing, get the lights put in it, and get this thing ready to go. So that's what we're going to concentrate on today. First thing we're going to concentrate on is getting the battery in this thing. And to do that, we need to get this vent hose in here. This vent hose runs down through the middle of the frame and out a hole, and then it goes down through another tab down here and kind of hangs out down there. So this is going to be incredibly long, but we want to make sure we got everything as good as we can. So we'll set our battery in place. There's two screws here, one on each side, and they hold this battery box in place. Fuse goes in there. This gets plugged into here. Turn our key off, make sure it's off before we plug it in. Like so. Tuck that down in there. Tuck that down in, and there you go. Now this is a 2 amp battery and not the 4. This is a 6N2, I forgot its exact number. This thing actually uses a 6N4C-1B. And I'm going to get that. I had this one here, but I'll get the correct battery and put in it. You might say this is for like testing purposes kind of thing. I just want to make sure my lights are going to work and that everything's good here. I think we're going to put our front brake lever on because we need to put a brake light switch in here, and it goes inside the headlight. Like we already got the headlight out, so it just seems reasonable to do that first. Kind of like that. Our new one is going to set in from this way. Kind of like so. And this has an indexing pin on it, and I need to see if that goes up or down. I can't remember. It's going to go forward. I'm sure somebody was yelling at me telling me that. Go kind of like that. Now this is also an aftermarket part. So you gotta expect it to fit kind of like aftermarket parts fit. But so far so good. Before anybody freaks out, I'm just tapping on this. I am not beating on it. That should be pretty good right there. With the brake lever not pulled, we shouldn't have continuity. And the brake lever gets pulled, we do. So it is working correctly. That's wonderful. There we go. All right. That should give us a brake light if we actually had a brake light bulb in there, which we don't yet. We have one, but it's not in there yet. It will be. Well, with that said, we know most everything else works. Not sure if the horn will. We know our turn signals work. We know our headlight's going to work. This is the original headlight with the headlight bezel on it. We're going to pull this off, and then we got a new headlight here, a genuine Honda headlight, and we're going to put it in. This is a 6 volt, 15 watt, 15 watt, 15 low, 15 high beam. This has safety pins back here, or like cotter pins, spring pins. What are you going to call them? But really they're just for safety, so these can't back out. They get kind of excited about headlights. Of course, this doesn't really make enough power to see the road in front of you anyway, but they still get excited about it. And we'll pop that one out. Now we'll remove these screws. All right, there's our old headlight out. Grab one of our screws, one of our clips. Clip goes in here. These are spring type clips. And this side protrudes up and this side is flat. The flat side goes down. goes against your surface here. You don't want to tighten these too tight because you'll just tear that spring clip up. You just want it so it's sprung back pretty much flat against it. This needs to be able to move just a bit. Then your adjusting screw sets it. So that's all the tighter we're going to do that. We can't forget about our little cotters here. Kind of like that. And that. Now then, the real joy. We're going to set our adjuster screw in here. We're going to bring this back quite a ways. Set our screw in here, get our spring started on it, run it down, then get the whole rigmarole. I'm going to have to bring this down a bit to line it up. This has a mounting screw right here that goes into here. So we need to hook our ground in into this multi-gang, multi-plug. There we go. And then our low beam wire. And then we have two that plug into the high beam. I found the screw that goes in here, so we'll slide all this back into place. Get our screw started. That should take care of the electrics on the front end. This is a cable luber. This thingamajigger right here. Okay, big part goes there, little part comes out here, fluid goes in there. And we're going to stick this in here, like so. If I can get it to go in there far enough, there we go. Then we're going to wrap this up because this will make a gigantic mess if we don't kind of keep it under control. And then we're going to apply lube until we see it come out at the bottom. And I'm watching the bottom to see when it starts coming out. There, it's starting to come out right now. Handy little device to make your very own mess with and possibly save a cable. But making a mess, that part is 100% certain. I do believe that's better. All right, well. Get this back together here. Put it back in our brand spanking new lever. Pull it back around. Get it in our adjuster. Then we'll adjust our adjuster. Yeah, see it snapping back now. Woohoo! I like it when stuff works. Getting close. I'm going to stop there. I like it. That'll do. All right, we got a new cotter pin to put in there. We also got to put one on the brake stay arm on the other side. It needs a cotter pin as well. This is a little snug. I think this old chain is going to stretch in just fine. Well guys, there you have it. The Trail 70 runs.